It's the singles game with Mike McDaniel, where even the underdog has a chance at true love. And now, here's your host, Mike McDaniel.
Hi, thank you. Thank you very much. Welcome to the new singles game, folks. The way we play the singles game is we take our three bachelors backstage. They compose a short letter addressed to our lady interviewer tonight, Susan. She reads the three letters, not knowing which guy wrote the letter. She picks one letter of the guy she most wants to spend her life with, and then if she can come on the show and find out who wrote that letter, she's going to win what? Steve, what's the trip going to be this week?
This week, Mike, we have a couple of choice trips, two glorious vacations. The Ice Sculpture Spectacular in Plymouth, Michigan. The people who go will view the sculptures, and the singles game contestants will compete in a hunt for real diamonds.
Ooh.
The diamonds will be hidden in the ice. Now, this package includes transportation, lodging, and meals for two. Or they could pick a 3-day trip to Sault Ste. Marie, Ontario, Canada. They will enjoy a train ride through the wilderness of Canada while dining and sightseeing. Then off to the Holiday Inn overlooking the locks of the Ste. Marie River. This trip includes transportation, lodging, and meals for two, courtesy of L&L Travel.
All
it
right.
could be yours.
Yes. Yeah, those are some wonderful trips. And of course, if she doesn't find the guy that wrote the letter, if she picks the wrong person, we're going to auction the trip that she forfeits off to you at home. And all you have to do is write in for that trip, and we'll have a drawing for that. So, bachelor number one, could you please tell the audience your name, please?
I'm Jim Carlson.
Jim Carlson. Let's have a little applause for Jim Carlson. And how about you, number two? Could you please tell us your name?
AC.
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 Okay. And number three, what's your real name? Or any name?
Grant Newhouse.
Mr. Newhouse. All right. Our female interviewer tonight, her name is Susan, and she's 24 years old. She's in public relations. That's how you doing, Susan? You know, it's interesting that you're on the show because these guys were telling me backstage after they got a glance at you that they were darn proud to try to win a date with you. How do you feel about that?
I don't know.
You don't know.
Look at me, I'm hot. They went and matched me with these guys?
Okay, well, let me see the letter that you picked, and I'm going to read this to the audience real quick, and then we'll get started, okay? This is one of these guys here. I work for Dr. Feelgoods as a professional disc jockey. I am an aspiring rock drummer and a songwriter. Some of my hobbies and interests include music, athletics, poetry, and getting as crazy as possible. And last but not least, Italian food. My future goals are to have a very successful rock group and to make lots of money and find someone to share it with.
Okay. Bachelor number one. When you DJ, how many records do you use?
Normally about 9 or 10.
Bachelor number two. What is beat mixing?
It's when you get two guys side by side going. I think it's when you put your records on and you just kind of let one kind of like go into the other one, I think.
You think?
Yeah, I'm supposed to be a DJ, and I go and get stumped by a beat mix question.
Bachelor number one. What is beat mixing?
Beat mixing is when you have one record and then you switch to a tape and you try to get them in a different type of beat. You know?
Bachelor number three. You said in your letter you're a poet. Let's hear one of your most romantic poems.
Roses are red, violets are blue. I like you and you'd like me too.
Bachelor number two. You say you're a drummer. Using your voice, let's hear a good drum beat. And bachelor number one. Bachelor number three. He's getting all the good ones. Bachelor number three. Ask me a knock-knock joke.
Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Bachelor number three.
Okay. Bachelor number two. Who inspired you to play records, and what do DJs charge?
Because the radio stations don't play what I want to hear, so I figured I had to play it myself. And DJs charge as much as possible.
I'm the only one who thinks you're funny, number 2.
Bachelor number 1. Approximately how many DJs are there in the world?
As of what date?
Today.
Approximately 73.
Okay.
How did I become this desperate that I'm reading these questions on this show?
Bachelor number 3. What's the absolute wildest, craziest, most weird thing that's ever happened to you on your job?
Well, one night I was playing the drums at one of the bars here in town, and an old lady walked up to me and she said, you're rotten. And I slugged her in the mouth.
Okay, Susan. Hey, we're going to go to commercial. Susan, we're out of time in this segment, but you be thinking about who wrote that letter while we're at break, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages from our sponsors.
Okay, it's just about time to pick the date. As Steve Martin says, these are some wild and crazy guys. You know, the middle guy looks the most like the DJ drummer, so it's obvious to think it's him. But he can't even talk about that stuff very well. He doesn't know about beat mixing. Makes you wonder, what's going on with this guy? Is he there just as a ringer to look like one, but he's not really the guy? And then those other two guys, they seem like they would be a little longer in their career field, and they wouldn't be screwing around with DJing and trying and attempting to put together a band. I mean, these guys should have it figured out by now. So it makes you think it's number 2, but number 2 can't speak about it. So maybe it is one of the other guys. Anyway, we're going to find out right now because it's time to pick the date.
Susan just got done with the interview, and she has a pretty good idea who wrote the letter. Who do you think it is?
Bachelor number 2.
Okay, she thinks it's Bachelor number 2. Audience? How many people think it's Bachelor number 1? And how many people think it's Bachelor number 3? Okay, I'd say the audience thinks it's number 2, and guess what? It is number 2. How do you feel? You're a winner. You're a winner.
Do I win the trip?
You win the trip. All right, she won the trip. Well, before we meet Bachelor number 2, let's meet the ones that didn't make it. So why don't you come on over here? What's your name, sir? Let's give a big hand for number 1. Yeah. So your name's Jim Carlson, right?
Yes.
Okay. Did he do a good job, audience? Yeah. What do you think of Jim here?
Yeah, he looked like a DJ. I know.
He looked like a DJ. Well, have you ever been a DJ?
Yes.
Okay, well, I'm sorry you didn't win, but you have a consolation prize. Here's a calendar from Subway Sandwich Shop. That's the 1987 calendar. And from Europa, the international hair designers from all over the world give you that. And that's a tote bag. All right, so thanks a lot. You can tote around with that. Bachelor number 3, give him a big hand. He gave a good performance tonight. Well, number 3. Did you have a good time?
Oh, yeah.
You really loved it?
Oh, yeah.
And did you almost pick him?
I thought he was a little bit too crazy. I don't know.
A little too crazy? Okay.
Some of his answers were off the wall.
Well, you're not a drug abuser, are you?
Only occasionally.
Okay. Well, here's a 1987 calendar from Subway. Look at there. It's got all the dates in it. Wow. See that?
They have coupons?
You've got your foot-long sandwiches on sale, so here you go. You can take that home with you. And from the international world of hair design, you can have a tote bag and take that around with you.
I can carry my extra crutches in there.
Yeah, you can. Okay, we're going to meet the winner now, so thanks a lot.
All right.
Number 2, come on over here. Give this woman a big hug. You guys are going to spend the rest of your lives together. Oh, ain't they a pretty couple? Hey, why don't you stand over here? You feel great?
I feel fine.
What do you think of this woman?
She's hard to beat.
What do you think of this? Do you like this young man?
He looks like a DJ. I mean, his hair. I just knew when you said that about your hair that it was you.
I guess my hair shows everything.
What? What did he say?
I thought I guess my hair shows everything.
Okay, well, we're going to go to commercial, and we'll show you everything from our sponsors. And so we'll be back after these messages. welcome back to the second segment of the singles game. This is a segment where a guy picks from 3 girls' letters, same as the first basically, and it's up to him to find out which girl wrote the letter, and if he does, he wins one of those 2 trips. Now, Bachelorette number 1, can you please tell us your fictitious name, please?
My name is Penny Reinhardt.
Penny, so we're here for Penny, a little encouragement to get her started. Bachelorette number 2, what's your name?
Lee Yerkes.
All right. And Bachelorette number 3?
Carmen Britton.
Carmen Britton. All right. looks like Carmen knows a few people. Okay. Now this must be the letter you picked.
Right.
I'm talking like Eddie Murphy now. Okay. Is this it?
Yes, that's it.
Okay. It is, right? Okay, not again. Okay, it says right here, I'm an acting student at IPFW, but my goal is to finish my studies in Bloomington, where I've had some of the wildest times. Then I'm off to LA. My favorite things to do are going on long walks in the woods or on the beach, skinny dipping at midnight and sitting in front of the fireplace listening to good music and drinking wine. Okay, my most embarrassing moment was losing my entire bathing suit on a crowded beach in Florida. Ask me about that one. My idea of a perfect man is one who is intelligent, sensitive, but strong and isn't black. To try new things or to get his hair messed up.
Now wait, don't get your motors running. This will all make sense in just a minute.
I also rode in a limo and partied all night with Jimmy Buffett, okay? Now, why don't you start the questioning, please?
Okay. Bachelorette number 3, you said you like skinny dipping at midnight. Let's hear your wildest skinny dip story.
I'd have to say that was the night that I broke up with my boyfriend, and I decided to take a stroll down the beach one night, and I ran into 4 guys that was skinny dipping. I thought, well, 4 was better than 1.
Okay, very good. How about you, Bachelorette number 1?
Mine, well, it's romantic, of course. It's very soft and tender. You walk gently across the ocean floor and softly play with the waves. And he kisses you tenderly, and violins play in the background. It's real romantic.
Bachelorette number 2. If you were to bring me home for dinner, what would be the favorite treat you'd serve me?
Well, I'd start off with a little watermelon for an entree.
I was hoping that. And then what will we end up with?
Oh, probably a little cornbread, black-eyed peas.
I was hoping that. And then would you have some ribs? I like the barbecue sauce ribs.
I was thinking chitlins, but with
What chitlins to do? I mean, if you can find a pig, but I'm quite sure you can find a pig.
Okay. All right, thanks a lot, AJ. Okay. All right. You can have it back, okay? He's just helping you out a little bit, maybe give you a little idea.
Bachelorette number 2, what are some of your favorite party spots in Bloomington?
Well, I took out a room at the Bluebird, bed and breakfast, basically where I hung out. I also went to Jake's, and I partied a little bit at, Nick's, Molson Golden on tap.
Okay. How about you, number 3?
I would say Henry's.
Any place else?
Guess there's one in every city.
Well,
Okay.
Oh, okay.
Bachelorette number 1, how did you manage to arrange the limousine ride with Jimmy Buffett?
He's a real good friend of one of my friends, of another friend. And I was in California a couple weeks ago. We were out there. And we went to a nightclub, and it was pretty wild. So we partied all night. It was kind of neat. Watched the sunrise in the limo. It's really interesting.
Watch the sunrise in the limo.
That's, it's romantic.
Sure.
Number 2, how did you arrange your ride with Jimmy Buffett?
you see, I'm from Mississippi, and my mother knows the keyboard player. He has a jazz band when he's not on tour with Jimmy. And so at a concert one night, I went up and told one of the bodyguards that I was there.
And he went back and told the keyboard player, and he remembered my mother, but not me, and he invited my friends and I back, and my friends had to drive back in a car, but I got to ride in the limo to go back to the hotel and party. It was a lot of fun.
Good answer.
And where you had watermelon and chitlins.
Yeah. First experience.
Bachelorette number 1, you say you're an actor. Could you give me a line of dramatic acting?
Well, so you got to understand, I'm from a girls' school, okay? And so we had no guys. That's why it's a big thing. And I played Romeo and Juliet. And it was, my favorite part was Romeo, Romeo, without the Romeo, and have the whole tart fall down on top of me. It was quite interesting. But that would say my favorite part.
I thought Juliet said that.
He did, but it was a girl.
Number 3, well, could you do the same thing? Give me a dramatic acting line.
Be real dramatic.
Come over and see me sometime.
That's good. Bachelorette number 2, when you take long walks in the woods, what do you use for tissue paper?
My boyfriend's shirt tail.
Okay. We're going to cut to a commercial, and we'll be right back after these commercial messages, and you're going to find out who did it, okay?
Well, that was an interesting segment. Before we picked a date, I just got to say thank you to comedian AJ Jamal, who provided us with our ethnic humor. What a good sport. And he looks single. Maybe we should have a whole show getting him a date. But right now, we've got to decide, is it Bachelorette number 1? Is it going to be Bachelorette number 2? Is it going to be Bachelorette number 3? Now, if you're like me, I'm leaning it's either 1 or 2. Contestant number 3 just seemed a little weak in her answers. Very lovely girl, but she didn't deliver a lot of home runs. Now number 2, talk about the gift of gab. I mean, she held her own pretty good, and that whole Jimmy Buffett story in the limo, it was pretty darn convincing. But I've seen these things go the other way many times. Some people are just very good at the BS, if you know what I mean. So number 1, the Romeo and Juliet, she kind of, I don't think she sold that as well. So we will see. It's time to pick the date.
Welcome back to the singles game. Ron here just got done with a serious interview on these 3 ladies, and the letter that he had to choose from was that the girl's an acting student and she likes long walks on the beach, skinny dipping, and she lost her entire bathing suit one time in Florida. And to top it all off, she rode in a limousine with Jimmy Buffett. Now, who do you think wrote this letter?
Well, it's kind of tough to choose, but I think it was Bachelorette number 2.
Okay. The audience, you pretty much agree with that out there? Yeah? Okay. Well, guess what? You're right. It was Bachelorette number 2. And, but I'll tell you, at the break, he was confused. He was going a lot of different ways on this, so, but he got lucky and you found it. So you won yourself a trip and you did number 2. But number 1, why don't you come over here and get your consolation prize? She did a good job, by the way. All right, how do you feel?
Fine.
Okay, now we actually we got another interviewer that's always available for a date.
I'll take them.
Oh, good. Okay. Now the consolation prizes are pretty good. You have a 87 calendar from Subway.
Pictures?
That's pictures, yeah. And you got something in here that's I never really saw it, but it's something feminine. And so here you go. And there's your tote bag. And just have a. We'll see you later. Okay. All right. That's from Europa. Number 3, come on over here. How excited are you on a scale from 1 to 10?
8.
She's an 8. You think she's an 8? Yeah. At least.
At least.
Okay. There's your calendar. And will you open this to show the audience what it is?
Sure. Does it open? Oh, just sprays.
Oh, that's what that is.
Perfume, but it doesn't have anything in it. It's been used.
Oh, okay. All right. Thanks a lot. That's from Europa, the International Head Designers. Okay. Come on over here and hug your date. You guys are winning. Well, what do you know? Isn't that cute? How do you feel?
Oh, anybody want to go to Canada?
What do you think of that? Would you like to go with her?
Well, I'm not sure.
Well, I'm not sure either.
You're a little. I mean, he's a pretty nice guy, isn't he?
Oh, yeah.
But-
I would have to get to know him first, though.
And then could that be arranged?
I think so, but we'll have to clear it with her boyfriend that I saw sitting in the audience earlier.
Did you bring a boyfriend to the show?
I don't have a boyfriend.
Oh. All right, welcome back to the singles game, folks. These are all the winning contestants on the singles game. Okay, they're going on trips, mail, and all travel. There's yours. You get, of course, you've heard what the trips are. There's yours, and there's yours. AJ, you want something?
Well,
I got a consolation prize for you.
I'm just happy to be in Fort Wayne.
Okay. Well, here's $1 for consolation, and it's all.
Nah, you can't buy what I need.
No, come on, it's a picture of the last white Washington. Okay.